Alright guys, as you know, we're building this car for the Onyx Off-Road Build Challenge, and the way that you can help us is by voting. Now I know there was some things that happened recently with the voting. Basically what happened was there were some bots that got in there and was messing up things and voting for people that got a little too many votes, which is not us. We need all of your help. So Onyx actually sent the Terminator out, destroyed all those bots. For a while there you had to be a premium member to vote, but now they've fixed all that. It's just like it was, back to normal. You don't have to be a paying member. All you have to do is have an account and sign in, so you don't have to be a premium member to vote. You can now vote. Anybody can vote. So what I need you to do is get online, go to this link that I'll leave down in that little box below. I'll leave that for you to go vote for us, and we need all the help that we can get, because what we're going to do, what they've told us now, is that those votes that we get are going to get turned into cash, and during the competition in October, we're going to be able to use that cash to bet to try to win the competition. So the more votes that we get, the more cash that we're going to get to be able to bet with. And I'm not a good gambler, so I need all the cash and votes I can get. So thank you guys for doing that. We really appreciate your support. I hope you like the Jag, and we'll see you guys soon. So you guys want to know how to turn a car into a truck? Well, today you're going to find out. So the first thing you need to do is chop the back end off of that car. The second thing you need to do is grab a big, huge chunk of paper. We're going to make a little trip today to my favorite junkyard pull-apart and try to find a rear truck cab that's going to work on this thing. First, I'm going to take this paper and trace it out so that we know the exact pattern. Okay, you grab that end. Pull. You know what we should have done is turned it around where it folds onto the car. That's much better.
We're all done. It's a truck.
Here we go. I think it's time for a new sign.
It's time to pull some things apart.
Look at that. They even have their own food here. Think they got tacos?
I would think they got tacos.
All right. All right, she said she gave us the fast one. Do we believe her?
Number 8?
Number 8.
I don't know if that's a fast number.
Seems fast. I wonder how many people cut up a cab and bring it out of here. Are they gonna look at us like we're crazy?
I think a lot of people look at us like we're crazy.
Oh yeah, she fast.
Woo!
She fast.
Got seatbelts?
You have your seatbelt on? Ah, it's got a governor. I think I can go faster in reverse. Alright, what kind of car are we looking for?
We're looking for a truck car. We should have brought a tape measure.
So out of all those tools that we brought, we didn't bring a tape measure?
Yeah, I think so.
Could we use a hatch, or do we need a cab?
I think a cab. a hatch would be a big pain.
Too much metal to work with?
K-car, heck yeah. Want a good car, that's it right there.
That doesn't look like a good car.
That's a great car, an old K-car. Maybe a Dakota?
I didn't think about the bed being on there.
Yeah.
I was kind of in my mind, I was picturing that the bed was already removed.
Nope.
Josh, where'd you go, Josh?
I'm looking at this pristine wagon is what I'm doing.
Eric the car guy would dig this.
I dig this. What's it have in it? Straight six would be a 300.
Oh, it's not wide enough. Josh just bought a Mini the other day, and now he's a little consumed. What did you find?
So that's a sunroof motor cover. They want like 60 bucks for that off eBay.
Oh my goodness. Do you think we could flip a golf cart?
Yes.
How hard do you think it would be?
The landing or to flip it?
To flip it.
Not as hard as the landing. I need a junkyard.
Should we trade out our Jag for that Jag? Uh-oh, doing a little off-roading here.
I think our issue is going to be if we go with a wide enough truck back to fit the bottom of the Jag, then the window is going to be wider than the top. So we're almost going to have to go with a small truck and widen
the
edges with sheet metal.
It's a big booty Judy, that Jag is, but the window area is very small. Look what I found though. I found tape measure.
Tape measure.
Do this. Pull that out. Right about here. I got 70 inches.
I have 0.
Top, about 45. So we're looking for something at least 70 inches wide. Let's see where this Nissan Frontier stacks up. You gonna go over there?
Yep.
Yeah, we're only at 63 inches wide total. We need another 7 inches. 49. It's gonna be an odd shaped truck. If worse comes to worse, what we might have to do is just use a window and build our own truck back.
Yeah.
Alright, well we've looked all around, except we've been saving the best for last, and that's the truck area. Apparently they've made a truck area over here in the back corner, so. Okay. 10 inches too wide.
We should have just done a conversion van. Look at this. Window shades.
Oh man.
It folds down into a bed. They even insulated.
That's like home insulation.
This thing's nice. Wheelchair lift. We could have used that for something.
I thought the Jag was luxurious, but this is something else.
This blue is special. I like it.
So when I was in high school, my dad gave me a conversion van to try to sell before he moved to Arkansas. And so I had a conversion van for about a year in probably 11th grade, 12th grade. And I would take it to school, bring my lunch, have drinks in there, and at lunchtime I'd just go out, sit in the conversion van, watch TV, chillax in the AC, put my feet up, try not to fall asleep before third period.
Nice.
That would be nice. Too wide. Even that's 45. 49. Too tall. Well, the truck section was kind of a bust. I'm thinking we might have the perfect vehicle at the house, which is that Toyota. I was thinking we'd find a lot of stuff here. We'd be able to find something that really matched, but we're not finding anything.
Audio box tape deck.
Well guys, that was a bust, but I think we have a game plan now. At least we know that there are no windows and vehicles shaped like that. At least not in the last 20 or 30 years. Maybe 40, 50, 60 years.
We could give Matt a call and get the window out of the heavy wrecker.
We'll buy it and we'll chop it up for this build.
Yes.
What does this mean, guys? We're missing the reference there.
Scary just has an E on the end.
Scare E? Well, that was kind of a bust, but let me show you what we've got in store now. So, we found this sheet of steel. We've got another one. So we're going to have to seam these together. My thought process at the junkyard was that we would be able to find something with the window the right size and a width the right size, which we could not. Plan B is going to be make our own back half. So what we're going to do is put this sheet of steel up here, hold it in place. We're going to trace the edges, then we're going to cut it out. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Weld this whole thing solid, and then we will find the correct window, cut it out, and put a window in there. I think that Toyota window is just about perfect. It's going to fit in there, and it's got a sliding window as well, which will be really cool. So, that's what we're going to do. You got any inputs?
No.
Do you think this is going to go according to plan?
Yes. Starting from scratch. Can't go wrong with that plan.
So we put a little piece of angle here to hold it. We made sure it was level. Now I'm going to slide this over. I got 48.5 there. And 48.5 there. Perfectly square. This little wheel well right here, we're going to have to refill this in so that it just disappears. Since it has this little bump out for the wheel well, we're going to have to cut that off. Just about. I'm going to say we're going to have to make a cut like that. And then we're going to have to fill that back in from there to here. And then we're going to mark this right about here. And then somehow we need to take this line and transpose it straight across. That's
We need to.
harder said than done.
We can mark this corner right there.
So I need a stick with a Sharpie on it.
Yes.
You guys gotta see this. This is what I'm gonna call a transfer stick. See that? Don't mind the 1/4 inch difference from one to the other. We are not that precise around here. So I'm gonna take that, hold it up against here, and start transferring. Come on, work. There we go. It's really precise, Josh. Okay. And right here, that's the door.
That bump's 3/8 of an inch. This one's like 1/8 of an inch.
No, they're about the same. You just take the difference here. There we go. How's that? Something like
Somewhere
that.
in there
Somewhere
is
in
the
there.
answer.
I'm just gonna eyeball this. Instead of rotating down with the car, what if we just follow from back here?
We could do a little kick up, so it's like a little mini spoiler.
You got any problems with that?
Nope.
I can see it in your head. You're like,
Nope.
yes. Yes.
None at all.
You know what we can do?
Transfer it after we cut it.
We could just lay it down and cut both at the same time, and and then flip it. Of course, we wouldn't know where to. We don't know the distance from here to there.
We do if we measure it.
What if we end up being a 16th off or an 1/8 inch off and have a gap here?
Weld the gap.
19 3/4 to tape line.
Is that how you normally write your 9s? Like it's like an upside down 6?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how I write my Q's,
Okay.
but I write my 9s like that. Oh, did you see how I wrote my 5?
How did...
I write my 5 like that.
Oh, isn't that how everybody writes their 5s?
No, a lot of people write 5s like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's too much work.
Alright, we're using the bed out here. This is the bed we're about to chop down for this car, but we brought it out here. I'm gonna have to get artistic because this entire thing is a curve. There's not a straight line on it. But we're also trying to cut 2 pieces at once. So we have this other piece dialed in right there. So hopefully when we cut it, it'll cut both pieces, and then we'll just open that up, put it on the other side, and then we'll have a whole piece. Wish me luck, Josh.
Good luck, Josh.
Sounds like you're about to say something.
Yeah, I'm wondering at what point things are going to start falling apart and moving. I think it will be okay.
It's going to start sagging here,
Yeah.
but it's kind of supported over there. I guess we'll find out.
Yep. Theoretically, we put those together and we have the back of a truck car thing.
Let's find out.
The trace was wrong.
Uh-oh. It's close.
It's close.
Everything was going pretty good up until right about here. Instead of being a nice curve, it was very straight, but doing a very straight, very shallow curve is difficult. Alright.
Alright. Yeah, it looks good.
Oh man, that looks just like a Jag truck. It's so fine looking. The car is different shaped over here.
It's different shaped.
Yeah, especially right here, like almost like that got hit and pushed in. 'Cause it's not as rounded right here by the door.
The English.
They do build these.
Handmade in England.
They do build these cars by hand. You know what's funny is it's exactly the line that I have drawn.
Well, that makes sense.
All right, babe. You're in charge of video.
Okay.
Okay. Don't say anything dumb.
I never say anything dumb.
All right, guys. What we're gonna do is put this up here, tack the other side to it, and then we're gonna take it off, and we're gonna cut out this section here. So the frame has to come through here. Also, when these links articulate, they're gonna come up through here. So we're gonna need to cut part of this out. But before I do that, I want to put them together.
Oh, that's nice.
Can you reach that 2x6 bar? Thank you.
See?
Alright, come check this out, babe.
Oh my goodness. What are we doing?
It's kind of dark in here.
Yeah, it's dark.
So here's the corners. That's the two lines, so I'm going to cut right there. I'm actually going to leave it long because we'll probably put a 1x2 or, a 1x1 up through here to give it a little strength.
Still together?
Barely. If you wanted to know what a Jaguar cut in half looks like, what do they call that when they slice the human body?
Cross section.
Cross section? That's what it looks like, right there. Oh, wrong way. This way. There we go. Looks something like that. I got this little piece of steel cut. It's gonna go right on the inside like that. We'll weld that to the car. We'll reshape the top a little bit, bring some steel out to meet this, and then we'll cut a window. And we'll be ready to drive it. Alright guys. It's probably going to have to come back off again to cut out the window and whatnot. But for reasons unknown to some people on the internet, we're going to tack this in place. I get a lot of people that say, well, why did you take the motor out whenever you're just going to reinstall it? There's reasons, okay? There's reasons. We like making extra work for ourselves. You have to do a lot of test fitting when you're doing this kind of stuff. Make sure things go smoothly. Right there. Okay, there it is. Alright, people of the internet are probably wondering, what in the world are they doing? It doesn't look right. Not yet it doesn't, it'll get there. So we gotta take this now, we've gotta fill this in. Fill it in so that covers that hole. And we gotta fill this in so it covers that hole. Gotta make a window. It's pretty good for a half-day work. Wasting the other half of the day at the junkyard.
Brainstorming.
Alright, I'm gonna take this bar, climb up under there and weld that. Okay, got it?
Mm-hmm.
Alright guys, check out what we've been working on today. We're back at it again. And we made a little bit of progress today. Look at this. Look at that tube. So that is going to be one of our support tubes for the bed. And, oh, Josh is just jumping out of nowhere. That support tube, just like the Comanche, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it goes all the way down. And it goes halfway down the frame. So that's going to add a lot of strength to that tube instead of just welding it flush on the backside there. And then we made a couple of bends so that thing kind of curves all through there until it comes out this little hole right here. You guys see that hole? And then what we're going to do is weld another tube onto the bottom here. We're going to make like a little ladder bar thing, and then there's going to be a bunch of little ladders. Let me show you what that looks like on the Comanche over here. So here's the Comanche. We're basically just repeating this process right here, except for ours is going to be flat for the flatbed instead of angled up like this on the Comanche. As you can see, there's two tubes and then support braces in between the tubes, and then both of those are attached to a bulkhead there at the body. But let me show you what we're doing right now. So before we weld any of this in, we want to make sure we have the right clearances. And to do that, what we've devised is we're going to raise the truck. What do we call it? The Holy Grail. We're going to raise the Holy Grail on the lift here by 8 inches. Is that right?
We raised it by 8 inches.
We raised it off the ground 8 inches of what it would normally sit. And then we're going to raise this tire 16 inches. That's going to basically drop this side 8 inches and raise this side 8 inches effectively.
Effectively mimicking a 16-inch coilover. Full articulation.
Yes. Good descriptive words. Let's give it a shot.
You remember your measurement? Or do I need to sit back down?
No, you did the math.
You did the measurement.
I think he said it was 20.
I didn't have a tape in my hand at any point.
Okay, hold on. Alright, so we've got 21. So what's 16 plus 21? Josh?
37.
37. See, I don't do math. Josh is a calculator brain. How do you know that, Josh?
I just get numbers streaming through my head. It just happens. Like how high is that side off now?
7 inches.
Yeah, so it went up 7 inches. So it would need to go down 7 inches.
This is getting complicated. So to do that, we're going to have to balance this thing on the lift. So the problem we were having is it's really nose heavy at the moment. So as we were trying to lift it, it was wanting to fall off the lift. So let's recalculate. We need to get this thing lifted further back so that it doesn't try to fall off the lift. And I think we can do that. We'll use these things from the Lift Lizard. We can put these up further and angle them like so, and then it'll work. We'll just put these arms through here.
Okay.
Let's do that. All right, we'll be right back.
We need to bring the car up 3 inches now. Wow.
Oh. Did it fail?
It failed.
Or did it push out?
One of the two.
We just had a little incident. Good thing there's tires and wheels on this thing. That was sketchy.
Bent the fender.
It bent the fender?
It's fine because we're going to be cutting it out, but that's where it has to go.
Oh man.
But there was the problem. Those things weren't made to do this.
Should have put one of these on there. That's what that was made for.
Well, now it's flexed.
Now it's really flexed. Might as well just measure it.
I have no idea where to begin with measurements now.
Okay, so things are gonna get sketchy trying to get that down now. And it's gonna be pushing because that tire is. Maybe that tire should be off the ground just slightly. It's down. Well, that was fun. All right, it's back on all fours. That was sketch. Take 2. Now if it falls off, it's got to take out the whole front end. This is our backup plan right here. Good enough. Got a wedge. Now where were we?
Forget my measurements. We'd be 23 inches down from the line when that's 16 inches higher than this side.
Doing sketchy things. Doing sketchy things. How's everything looking? Does it look like it's gonna fall off?
Yeah, 12 inches.
Alright guys, things are a little precarious as you can see, but let me show you why we were doing this without getting into Einstein theory, which I think Josh was trying to get into. Basically what we're looking for is to bring this side down 8 inches, this side up 8 inches for 16 inches of travel, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. So technically this should be centered. This is down up 8 inches, this is up 8 inches, and then while we're doing that, we're also looking at clearances, making sure that the tire is getting clearance. Josh also had a good idea to make a line on the back cab there where the top of our fender needs to be. So we're gonna have fenders on this thing, and we're gonna want them to be right about here where that laser line is. We've been using this laser to kind of make imaginary lines. So if we put our fender right there, we should be good. We marked that at the back of the cab. We're also checking to see if we need to put the shocks inboard or outboard. We've only got about 3 inches here where we could put a shock, so that's not really enough room. If we wanted to though, we could put a little bit of a bend in this tube, kink it over just a little, and give ourselves more room to put an outboard shock here. Otherwise, we'll have to do shocks on the inside coming out like this.
I don't know if it makes a difference right now since it's not level, if that throws things off with where the top of the fender is going to be, but that should be close enough.
The bushings are holding it back right now, but whenever we have full weight on it and we're under power and we're really flexing on a rock, it's going to push. It's going to push those bushings. Whereas right now there's really no weight or no force on it other than the weight of the axle, so it's just lifting the bushings up. But it's going to flex more than that.
Yeah.
So that's why when we build the fenders, we're going to want to give it a little extra room. And then he also made some marks here, so that'll be like the start of the fender, that little mark, and right here as well. Look at how sketch it is. It's not even touching that one.
That's how much twist we have in that frame.
I don't think it's twisting, I think it's falling off.
I'd rather it be twisted.
Oh yeah, it's about to get nasty. Again?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Things are getting sketchy. We put a dent in this. Can you believe that? When it fell off, We got a little dent right there. This is getting cut out pretty much anyway, but bummer. Okay, before we set this down, is there any other measurements we can make while we're here? That's the worst, is when you put it all back down and you think, oh man, we should have made that one last measurement.
Your tacks are holding.
Oh, that's another thing we didn't tell them. All that stuff holding this rear axle is just tacked in. It's not fully welded. All right, well, we're gonna get started working on more of these tubes, so I guess that's the next thing.
It's doing this multiple times during a build is what makes it come out right in the end. You don't wait till you have it built and then start flexing it and then have to go back and change stuff. When we built Bumble, we probably flexed Bumble 30 times during the build while we were doing it, and then when we were out wheeling it, we had no clearance issues whatsoever.
Well, that's how you get it right the first time, but if you really want to have fun, you just build it, and then you go wheeling, and then you have to fix all the problems. It gives you more opportunity to do wrenching.
Right.
Alright guys, now that we got that out of the way, we need to make another one of these tubes. We could do both sides, but before we get away from that, we have some instructions that are kind of hard to follow. So before we forget what those are, we're going to bend this exact tube. And what we did was we wrote all of our measurements and bends down so that we can make another one exactly like it. Let me show you how that works. We cut that tube exactly in half. So this is the other half of that tube. And here's our measurement. So our first bend is at 19 inches. We bent it 10 degrees. Where's a tape? So 19 inches. We're gonna make a mark. Okay, so now we're gonna put that in the bender, and we're gonna now line that mark up with the edge of the bender right there. Okay, we're gonna lock everything down. Okay, one of the other things we want to mark is our top center line. So we're just gonna eyeball that. That's good enough, but that's gonna tell us where to put this in the bender again. And that way all the bends are in the same plane. You don't want to get one out of plane because that's really going to mess things up. So if you take a look at this right here, you want to take all the slack out of the machine. We're going to set that notch at 0, and then we're going to bend 10 degrees. Okay. Once you hit 10 degrees, you got to give it 2 love taps, let off. And before, when we did this, we went back and forth a million times, but hopefully with our instructions now, we should be able to just go to the next bend. Fingers crossed. Number 2, 8 inches from the previous bend, 15 degrees. Okay, when we say 8 inches from that bend,
I'm guessing from the mark. From the mark.
I don't think so.
I think it was from the mark.
We can always take the tube out and check it.
What else would you measure to?
The start of the bend, or the end of the bend, or the center of the bend. So this is what we're trying to match right here. See how many bends there are in this thing? So,
To be from there to there. 8.
That's 8.5. I bet you we just marked from the center of the bend
That's 9.
to the beginning.
So let's go from the line because that's a little more precise.
You think so?
Yeah.
8 3/4?
The center of the bend is just an eyeball.
Some people just eyeball their whole buggies. Maybe we should try that. We might build this thing a lot faster,
We would build it faster.
and it might work just as good. Okay. Okay, we'll get that line lined up. Make our next bend. at 15 degrees.
15 degrees.
Okay, this is where that center line comes in handy right here. I'm gonna turn that down. And when you make that center line vertical, this should be perfectly bent to the left and not angled up or down. So you can kind of also eyeball it like that as well. Good bender.
And yes, you picky people in the comments sections, we know that's not a 10 degree bend or a 15 degree bend and they're snapback. But when you're written down like this, we just bend it to the 10 degree mark. Really, it's probably a 7 degree bend, but this is easy to read and quick.
They don't need to know about snapback.
They know about snapback and they're gonna tell us about snapback.
You guys don't know about snapback, do you? Right there. $25 degrees.
We were gonna measure it. We were gonna measure it off the truck before we made this bend.
Why?
Just to make sure it fell in the same spot, because this is the bend that really matters.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
One degree shy, just in case.
Right.
Okay, it's not gonna fit because we have to open it up a little like we did before. But with any luck, it should be shaped the same as this tube. See? Perfect.
Perfect.
So now we've got two tubes that are exactly the same. This part right here though, I need to open up because they have to shove through these holes. And since it's not going straight into the hole, it's going crooked into the hole and it makes some bends. We gotta oval that out just a little bit with the plasma torch. I don't know if that'll be big enough, but we'll try it. Not big enough?
Something different in this one?
Well, it is a whole different side of the truck, so it could be like, there's like a brake line or something in there. That's probably not helping. This side is narrower. I hope that's not the issue.
You haven't even made it through the first bend yet. I think we just need to oval it more.
We can do that, but I think it's, I think narrowness is the issue.
Don't say that.
There's like a little catch. It's catching on the side of something. See if you can push it towards the Toyota as you're pushing down. Hold on. That's loud. I don't know what you did that time, but it just went right past the bulge. It's the battle of the bulge. Oh, ow! Oh, that hurts my ears. Oh. Need more ovaling?
I think we need more oval.
Oh! There you go. Hey, look, I added this light on top of the camera. Is that bright?
It's bright.
Oh, it's perfect. You just gotta deal with the brightness. There you go.
Perfect. Get yours at BleepinJeep.com.
Polarized.
Polarized.
Why would it not go through before and now it's going just fine? We ovaled that a little too big.
That's alright.
There we go. It's about 1/4 of an inch from the end. But it's way higher than the other one.
It is way higher.
Alright, we don't want the bed to look broken, so we're going to try to get these 2 bars at a 90-degree angle with the cab and perfectly level with each other. Also want to make it stick straight out of the car and not off to the side. So we need a little plate down there.
Yeah.
So we're going to cut a little piece of 1/4 inch flat stock for that tube to weld to on the frame. Just going to make things stronger and have a place to weld that tube that's going through, something to weld it flat to. Here's what I'm talking about. Right. Uh-oh. Might need a little sliver off. It's close. Oh, there we go. It works upside down. Alright guys, check it out. We have 2 tubes. We have the laser level, and we are just trying to make sure that they are level, which this one requires a little bit of up pressure to get it level. We've got a jack on that one holding it in place. And now we just need to tack them in, and then I think we're gonna quit for today and then start working on those tubes in the morning. Okay, the other thing that we haven't checked, Josh, is that I've been eyeballing it straight with the car, but how do we know that it's not kicked out? Should we just eyeball it? This one's definitely kicked out.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's not moving, is it?
We're
gonna have to hold it and weld it.
Yeah. I guess we get a center line. We have to get a center line, then measure off of it.
This is the problem Josh and I have, is that we're both kind of anal about getting everything perfect. Whereas
It doesn't matter.
If we just welded it all, it would look fine, it would act fine, work fine, and nobody would ever notice. But us, we're like trying to get it down to the 1/16 of an inch. Okay, is it still square? Just eyeball, by the eyeball.
It's squares.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Hello? Oh, she says that it's about to rain in your convertible.
Okay. I appreciate that.
What's going on there, buddy? Why do you have
Is it gonna rain?
Why do you have my hood ornament?
I'm gonna see if she can get that made out of metal.
Oh, okay. I thought you were stealing it. So did everybody see Josh's new toy here?
It's the right color.
Look at that. He looks good right there. That's a pretty sweet ride. He traded even with that piece of junk. I don't know how he did that. That piece of junk Volkswagen that Josh had. He traded it dead even for this thing.
Yeah, it was worth more than this.
Was it?
But this is the better car.
Bluetooth mode.
Does the roof work?
If it's not stuck.
Look at that. That's fancy. Alright, crisis avoided. Okay, check that out, it's looking good. Good progress.
Looking a little more like a truck.
Yeah, it's got two little tubes sticking out the back. They look very small on camera.
They look very small in real life compared to this monster.
They'll get there. We gotta add to them. Go vote for us. Go vote for us. All right, we'll see you guys. Go vote for us.